Hello and welcome back to another episode of Frosthaven with me. This is my solo +3 insane difficulty playthrough with 4-player characters, and we're now back into the Outpost of Frosthaven once again after another excursion. Finally there's scenario 5, which starts off a quite interesting quest chain, all of them very difficult, so we'll see what we do there. But before we do anything, let us go into the outpost. In my last video, I did miss one experience point for our blink blade, so we will adjust that and delete this reminder for myself. So let's do outpost first, and then we'll decide what mission to do. Given all my characters are also all level 5 now, I do want to do some solo scenarios, so maybe I will squeeze in a Bannerspear solo scenario here before we explore the rest of the available scenarios. One thing I did want to say is, of course, scenario 69, which is unlocked by looting 8 pieces of lumber for our Deathwalker. It's actually not available yet. Suffice to say, you need to do something else, and that something else is actually scenario 13. So we might actually go to scenario 13 just so we can get the retirement progression as far along as possible for our Deathwalker now that she has found 8 pieces of sacred lumber. Anyway, that's for later. As I said, let's do our outpost first. So first thing is 1 week closer to winter, and we have a section to read, 169.3. So let's find that. And also let's find it on Foreteller.
You have been lucky, luckier than most, to have never spent more than a few nights inside a jailer's cage. Of course, there have been times when your temper has gotten the better of you, when you've indulged more than was wise, but you've never been forced to spend night after night, month after month, sleeping on a stone floor, with nothing to look forward to but a glimmer of morning light through iron bars. So you can't really fathom what it's like to finally be free from prison, or what a person would do when they finally got out. But you doubt they would do this. Crane Talongear, the Quattril scholar you rescued from the unfettered catacombs, has transformed his previously clean, albeit sparse, room into the cluttered, cramped nest of an academic. Somehow between last night and this morning, the Quattril has gathered several books and a large stack of parchment, and he's arranged everything on the floor around him like a flimsy mosaic. Behind him is a plate of half-eaten eggs and hard biscuits and several empty teacups. The bed looks unused, except the top sheet has been confiscated to sop up a large puddle of ink on the floor. His door is open, and when you knock on the frame, his face lifts into a manic smile.
My stalwart friends.
He bows without getting up.
Come to check on your rescued ward? What chivalry! And perfect timing, I might add. As you can tell, I've managed to get in a full night's work.
Crane pulls out a hefty book with an excited look. You ask if that will help you get to the center of the unfettered facility, and the Quattril frowns.
Oh, fine, I suppose we could talk about that first.
Crane unfolds a set of building schematics in front of you and shows you 2 paths from the library that will take you to the core of the facility. One is through the duct system, bypassing the bulk of the unfettered workers by sneaking above them. The other is a long, narrow path deep in the facility that Crane says is an unfinished transportation system the unfettered have abandoned. Both lead to the central chamber, but there's no knowing which one will yield the easier path.
Now,
Crane says pointedly, pulling out his book again.
if we could get back to this.
The Quattril clearly wants to move on from his memories of the unfettered facility. So you take the hint and ask what he's so excited about.
That's nice for Crane. We get scenario 36 and 37, so we could now progress further into the unfettered quest line if we wish to. I have accidentally clicked 37 before, which is why I blocked it with one of these red boxes. But yeah, we now have 2 more missions in the Crystal Fields in this maze of a place for us to look into, which is interesting. Also, of course, team building gets to tick down another one, which is brilliant. And then let's find out what else Crane is looking at. So section 190.4. Again, let me find it on here, on Foreteller, and we can read it together.
Crane grins and lifts up a large decaying book, one you recognize from the catacombs.
Of all the texts I've had a chance to peruse in those tunnels, this one fascinated me the most. And I understand absolutely none of it.
The book doesn't look like much. It's bound in thin, tanned leather that's so worn that the corners have begun to peek through. On the front cover are 2 words, inscribed in faint black ink. You raise a skeptical eyebrow.
Yes, I'm excited as well. That's why I spent all night deciding on the best method to begin the translation. The numerical system, that's what I've landed on. It's quite different from any I've studied. Once I untangle it, I should be able to move on to the letters.
He pauses to consider something, then nods enthusiastically, convinced of it.
And how about you, friends? Care to take your luck with the old pen and paper?
He riffles through the mosaic of parchment and snaps up a small leaf. On it is a series of dots and dashes, a code if you were to guess.
It's their numerals. Or could they be ordinals? No, definitely numerals. Anyway, how about you give it a shot? A puzzle to fill the time between slaying and whatnot.
I wonder how many people know what ordinals mean. In any case, we get a puzzle book, and this is a pretty interesting addition to Frosthaven. Yes, that's right. Frosthaven is not just a hack and slash game. There are actually puzzles to solve. And this is the book. We shall, per instruction, open it to the first page. So, I don't know, but I don't think, let's check anyway. I don't think the, what's it called? Foreteller has narration for the puzzle book. I'm pretty sure it's not the case. So, unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with my narration here. So, stop, don't turn the page or freely read this book. Once this puzzle book has been unlocked, you only have access to the opposite page, which contains the first puzzle. Only turn to the next 2-page spread in the book when the section book tells you to do so. Maybe I should say that if you don't wish to see the puzzle book section, I'll try to decipher some every time I record Outpost phase. I will put a bookmark so that you can skip it if you want to save the surprise for the puzzle solving yourself. So yeah, so I probably should have said that when I got the book out. But yeah, if you wish to look away now, feel free to skip to the next section so you ignore this puzzle book bit. So anyway, let's continue for those who are interested in seeing this. The solution to each puzzle in this book is a 3-digit number, which should be written down on the relevant page spread. For all 3-digit solutions, the first 2 digits refer to a page number in the section book, and the third number is the section on that page, e.g. number XYZ points to section XY.Z. So i.e. if this was 1 to 3, this would be section 12.3. This section should be read immediately once the solution has been found. If there are 2 places in a spread to write a 3-digit number, This means the subsequent puzzle doesn't have any information provided in this book. And a solution should be written down on the same spread. Okay. I mean, the first time you read this, you probably don't know what this means, but I think we'll find out. Keep in mind that the puzzles may require additional information found on other components in the game. Context clues about what components to reference can generally be found in the section that introduces the puzzle. This first puzzle, however, does not require any additional information to solve. So here we go. This is the first puzzle. We have 3 equations and a section number to write. This is X, Y, Z, I guess. That's referenced here. Unfortunately, there's no ways of writing on this book easily. So I think we're gonna have to start a notebook. So maybe let's code this the puzzle book. Puzzle book. Okay, and I think let's try to solve this puzzle. So this is page 3, puzzle 1. Okay, so first time I looked at this, it took me a little while to work out what exactly is going on, because trying to interpret these equations in the regular way didn't quite work for me. But what clicked for me relatively quickly was that this third line here clearly is a addition of two-digit numbers. Clearly, for me, that's the case, and you can see clearly these characters are going to be the same number. So this tells me this is definitely an equation of some kind, and it's a 2-digit number adding to a two-digit number, producing another 2-digit number. What took me a little while to work out was exactly what these dots and lines meant. But once you figure out the dots mean 1, so let's say dot equals 1, and that line equals 2, this puzzle gets solved pretty quickly. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So the first line is 9, minus 1, 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 2, so that's 5. So you can see here dot is 5. Second one then becomes 6 times 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, sorry, 8. 8 times 3 equals to 24. And this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 24. So with that in mind, we can now decipher the rest of this. So this is therefore 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, so 47, plus, and I mean, in a way, this looks like a 7, so kind of makes sense, I suppose. Plus 2, and then this is 1, 2, 4, 6, 47, plus 26 equals 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7, so 7 and 1, 2, so 3, 73, which is exactly right. So in a way, the first two lines trying for you to figure out the values of these lines and dots, and then the third line is like a test to make sure you've got it right completely. Therefore, the answer, or maybe I should say the solution, is 2, 9.245. Like that. Okay, and let's read 29.5 now. Like I said, I won't do too many of these. I'll maybe do one bit as we progress through the through each of our video recordings. I think it would be, I mean, in reality, like if you're playing on physical, it is of course entirely possible to just keep on solving as many puzzles the game allows, but I think that might take away some of the excitement of watching a YouTube playthrough with me.
You find Crane much as you left him, cloistered in his small room, surrounded by his surreptitiously begotten books and muttering to himself. However, unlike last time, he's up and moving around.
Ah, my pugilistic chum.
He says when you knock on his doorframe.
What a pleasure to see you again so soon. Have you already cracked the cipher then?
The Quattril clicks his tongue and examines your findings. He mutters, looks at his own notes, which are now nailed to the wall.
Ha! Fancy that. Look here.
He tears down one of his sheets and brings it over. On it are several lines of the ancient numerical system, apparently copied directly out of the source text. Using your new system, he translates a few of the lines and ends up with a fairly basic equation that he solves without trouble.
You've done it then?
Crane says with a bit of guarded surprise.
Had you marked as a fighter through and through, but there seems to be a scholar trapped beneath all those muscles.
He lets out a high, cackling laugh that carries on far too long. You wonder when the last time he got some fresh air was, and ask as much.
Fresh air? There's no time. We have the numbers. The numbers! Now I can get to work on the alphabet. Then we'll know what secrets hide in this book.
He holds up the musty tome, and a few pages fall onto the floor.
Which reminds me.
He retrieves another slip of parchment from the wall and hands it to you. This one is scrawled with a section of text copied in the lost language.
Let's see how you do with this. Take note, there are some scribbles there in the corner concerning two unrelated words. Something about ancient technology. Not sure about any of it, but if you have two words that fit there, it might lead to something else.
Well, there we go. The foreteller narration for Crane is pretty good, I have to say. Yeah, he's guarded surprise there. So we go to page 2, and yeah, this is a lot more substantial. So I'm going to leave it here for today on the puzzle book. We'll probably try to solve some more in the next Outpost phase. I don't want this, like I said, to take over our entirety of the Outpost phase. So yeah, let's leave it there. So that was Passage of Time and the puzzle book. So, for those of you who decided not to watch the puzzle book solution, welcome back. Let's now move on to our Outpost event, which is here. So event 3, let's find it. Summer Outpost event 3.
Hear ye, hear ye! I am the crier of the great Dalum, the most powerful seer the world has ever known!
An ostentatiously dressed man is shouting in the middle of the town, drawing a crowd.
It is my great honor to advise you that a great Dalum has selected this outpost for his next visitation.
There are audible gasps from the crowd.
He will arrive in a fortnight. Prepare yourselves and be merry!
As the crier packs up, Frosthaven's citizenry come alive.
The Great Dalum? Here.
We'll need to prepare a feast.
We'll need an offering. I've heard he grants the wishes of those who please him with lavish donations.
Even Mayor Satha looks to be hiding excitement under a facade of civility. This should be an event to remember. Option A. Help clean the streets to make a good impression. Option B. Assist in the preparation of a feast.
Well, I mean, I wonder who this great Dalum is, but we are sure as hell not going to be street cleaners. So let's take option B, and let's cook up a feast together. Once again, my foreteller app decides to quit in the middle of an important narrative mission. Let's see if we can maybe revive it. guess the Foreteller app has decided to quit for some reason. Let's just read it ourselves. You join a hunting party, gathering wild meats and harvesting vegetables outside Frosthaven. An older man has more spring in his step as he picks snow thistle to use as a tangy garnish. He's got rough hands from working the fields before he got the gift of sight. Long, beautiful hair, not bold like me, never met him, but heard he talks slow, not like me. He wants to make sure you get the attention you deserve. Great man, that Dalem. Okay. So, we get 1 morale, which is great. We get 1 snow thistle, which is also good, because herbs again is necessary for brewing more potions, and we get 180.1 to the calendar in 2 weeks. So looking forward to meeting this great Dalem chap on the first oh, my thing decided to work now. For argument's sake, yeah, I don't know why the Foreteller app just crashes in the middle of nowhere sometimes. But yeah, let's for argument's sake hear the because I haven't heard it either. So let's have a listen.
B. You join a hunting party gathering wild meats and harvesting vegetables outside Frosthaven. An older man has more spring in his step as he picks snow thistle to use as a tangy garnish.
He's got rough hands from working the fields before he got the gift of sight. Long, beautiful hair. Not bald like me. Never met him, but heard he talks slow. Not like me. He wants to make sure you get the attention you deserve. Great man, that Dalem.
Sorry, Dalem, not Dalem. Okay, well, I don't think you talk that slow, old man. Yeah, I do like hearing the Foreteller narration, so apologies if you found that repetitive. Okay, Outpost event is done. Let's do building operations next. All we have, unfortunately, still is just purchasing resources. So let's pay our 6 gold. Again, let's take 5 out of you. Maybe 1 out of you. For 1 hide, 1 metal, and 1 wood. Where should we deposit this? Maybe we can put a hide here. I don't think anybody's in particular need of crafting anything. We'll drop a wood here. Guess the metal can go maybe here. Alright. Next thing is downtime. So I think, do we have level up? I thought we did for someone. Yeah, we had level up for Bannerspear, who just leveled up. So level 6 and went on 20 HP. That's a pretty decent HP now for our Bannerspear. And of course we have a new perk. So now I think I will squeeze in Bannerspear's solo scenario now. So I think we're gonna do the solo scenario. Let's get this, because this will be very helpful for the solo scenario. So this is replacing a 0. So let's take a 0 out. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros left in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros left in the deck. So let's take the 0 out. And it says replace it with a +1, which is good in general. But additionally it gets plus extra attack for each ally adjacent to the target card. I think you'll see, if you haven't seen the solo scenario, you'll see shortly why this is quite good for the solo scenario. Yeah, I think we're almost getting to the point of maxing out soon all of the good perks for the Bannerspear. And of course we have a new card to take. So on level 6 we are presented with what I think is actually a fairly difficult choice. So Barricade, top half, is a bigger version of the Unbreakable Wall, and in addition it grants you grants all allies a shield 1. This formation I think is harder to put off So you need to have, whereas Unbreakable Wall just requires you and the ally. This requires 2 allies, and you've seen probably from Boldening Blow, anytime you need 2 allies, it's slightly harder to pull off. Not necessarily because of coordination. Of course, I'm playing solo, so I don't largely have that problem. But just sometimes the terrain doesn't really let you do it. But Initiative 16 is fantastic. Although, as more of a range-focused Bannerspear, the top half is not really what I'm taking this card for. Because the other thing compared to Unbreakable Wall, which I use a lot, is Unbreakable Wall pushes, which means Retaliate doesn't hit you back. Now, Retaliate and Shields, in my opinion, are some of the biggest problems on higher level difficulty playthroughs for Frosthaven. This actually doesn't deal with retaliation, unfortunately. But the bottom half is great. So Summon Banner of Valor, 5 HP is great. It means it can probably survive a hit. And most importantly, it negates the first source of damage to an adjacent ally each round. So if your team is next to this banner, this is effectively a disarm for 1 disarm per team member every round. And that's insane value. This is a strong contender for later on when Bannerspear hits level 9, when Bannerspear actually gets the ability to throw banners around. This banner is particularly good because it helps your other banners survive as well. At the same time, level 6 also gives you Bolstering Shout, which is a heal 3 range 3 regen. With wind, you get an extra target and experience. So the top half is just fantastic. Like healing 2 people at range 3, including potentially to heal yourself, which at all costs, we've been using a key card to the Bannerspear build. Unfortunately, at all cost doesn't heal yourself, but this does. And we will have plenty of wind running around. And I'm not gonna lie, the ability to consume wind is actually pretty good. So, like, you've probably seen from last scenario, Blink Blade's ability to consume any element with Flashing Flurry actually helps us to prevent some damaging maneuvers from monsters. So the top half actually allows you to consume wind at will. Is actually a pretty good bonus in my opinion. Bottom half is not shabby either. This is basically a better version of the Javelin bottom half. So yeah, I think both sides of these cards is great against, as a range Bannerspear, you're up against a pretty strong banner here on the bottom half. So I find level 6 to be difficult, and to be honest, if you're choosing barricade over Bolstering Shout, I won't blame you. I can see why one might want to do that, but we will take Bolstering Shouts. I find healing on +3 insane difficulty to be fairly useful, simply because, as you've seen previously, you don't get to kill the monsters in one round, even with focus fire, and healing does have its place on this difficulty level. So that's Bannerspear. Over here, I think we had another level. Yeah, level 6 now for our Drifter as well. So this is another 2 more HP for the Drifter. Great. And we also get a perk. So I think let's finish our 2-tick perk and get Persistence out, which means now when we long rest, we get to rewind a token. Now, I think a lot of people probably think this is not really worth it. Alternatively, you could take 2 of these. It does reduce your damage output with the great advantage of being able to move back your character tokens. So I think that's either way is a very legit way of managing your drifters tokens rewinding. But I find I will be long resting more often than not with Drifter, and this just gives me another good reason to do so. So on to level 6 cards. I won't go through the prior cards. I think Survivalist still has his place for sure, not gonna lie. But I think we will just be considering level 6 cards here. And here, I'll actually consider... Actual Strike is good. I mean, I think it's probably better in a ranged build where you don't have the ability of cards like Breakthrough to deal with shielded enemies, but given we already have 2 very strong piercing cards, I probably won't be taking a more piercing. I think if you do take this is more of a sort of sideboard card for the melee build for the bottom half more than anything. Whereas in a range build, the bottom half range build tends to be doing more attacks anyway, so the bottom half actually helps out a lot as well as the top half. So I'll be taking Consuming Stamina. It is a range attack, so on first glance it doesn't seem like it would be a good card for the melee, but the ability to do attack to a range 4 is very flexible, and even if you just hit enemy for a couple of damage, the ability to heal a couple of damage back, combined with the healing bottom half of continuous health, could mean this could be quite a decent heal, and the range 4 means you can heal basically the entire party anywhere within on the game board. So it's kind of like doing a small hit for a small heal for your party on the top half, and then the bottom half is, I think Retaliate is just really good because again, shielded enemies are a big problem in this game, and yeah, the ability to rewind enemy, which often will happen with our Drifter here, is pretty good. So I think I'll be taking Consume Stamina here. Alright, I think that's everything. Let's put these guys back. What else? So before we do any crafting, and I think we'll have plenty of crafting, I think first thing I'll do is move all the herbs over. So there's 1 rock root, 2 rock roots, and 1 corpse cap. 2 and 2. Okay, so 2 rock roots and 2 corpse cap will transfer over to our collective pile here. And let's think about what to build. So we're almost up on winter, so let's build another section of the wall. So you can do this because we are a prosperity 2. So we need 3 wood, 2 metals, and 2 hides. Okay, so we need to collect some wood, metal, and hides. So let's take a wood here, take a metal, maybe 2 metals, and hides. Let's maybe take 1 here and 1 here. So okay, so we got 2, 2, and 3. And then we just need 10 gold pieces for the construction. So let's maybe just take 5 here and 5 there. We'll leave Blink Blaze gold alone, so Blink Blade can get closer to the greed is good retirement goal. Alright, so that's all our resources set aside for the construction of the wall. Let's then move on to crafting. So let's start with the potions. So we'll do the 2 corpse cap thing, but I think you probably know that it's gonna be a healthy mixture, but I mean, we might as well unlock this recipe. Yeah, there we go, a healthy mixture. So let's find that. There should be another copy in here. There you go. So let's give that to Blink Blade. We'll be using that very shortly. I think we may finally be able to realize the armor dream. What else do I want? So I actually do think getting another copy of Renew Potion, now that we have another Snow Thistle, will be very helpful. So maybe let's do that. So Rock Root and Snow Thistle. Where are you? Renew Potion. Yeah, so this is going to be going to our Bannerspear here. Bannerspear has a lot of things. Bannerspear could refresh. So including crude hide armor, shields, and all of these stuff, they're all good. So let's give that to the Bannerspear. What else do we have? We have 2 corpse caps and 1 rock root. Can we make anything out of that? Where are you? So we can make more stone skin potions. Does anybody really need a stone skin potion? I mean, maybe we can give it to Deathwalker. It's probably not bad. Yeah, I mean, we have it. Why not? So let's do 1-1. Let's give Deathwalker a stone skin potion, so Deathwalker can tank the occasional hit for the party, if need be. Can't see it though. I am definitely blind. I haven't used it up already, have I? I hope not. Cure potion, power potion. I mean, I'm sure you spotted it already. Oh, there we go. Stone skin potion. So yeah, why don't we give that to you? All right. Okay, so that's all the potion brewing. Let's look at items. I actually don't think we need much item other than getting the leather armor upgrade. So let's do that here first. So we can get cured leather armor with item 4, which is this thing, the crude high armor, and item 98, which is this unhealthy mixture. So let's replace you with the cured leather armor. So this now opens up a copy of the crude hide armor to be made with 2 hides for Blinkblade, and we'll combine these 2 again to make the cured leather armor. So the reason I want to do that is because Blinkblade doesn't have the -1 modifier perk. So this way Blinkblade has a shiny new armor to wear without the burden of the -1. As you can see there in the bottom left, -1 modifier being added to his deck. So yeah, you've probably seen already. I mean, I know a lot of people prefer to use the chainmail for the 2 shields. I personally prefer cure leather armor. I find on higher difficulties, one of the most likely reason for me to fail missions getting critted out of nowhere. And yes, I could mitigate it with crude helmet, but I find the head slots to just be so competitive that crude helmet is not the right item most of the time. I'd much rather have 2 instances of deflect rather than just 2 shields. I don't think there's anything else worth crafting here. Unfortunately, we still can't get Biting Gauntlet, which would be great actually. It's a great item. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else we want. I could have made Dancing Slippers actually. Okay, but maybe next time. And I don't think you guys have anything to do, so let's pack that away. And let's do construction. Okay, so we spend all the resources, so let's take them off here. So 322 and 10 gold. Let's build another section of the wall. And that's this section repaired. So now we have +10 defense in total. With our morale of -5, this means we have a +5 defense. Maybe I'll track it. Maybe I'll put it just so it's clear and I don't forget stuff. So currently I'm on net +5. I'll put it next to the tongue guard perk. Where do we draw? We draw it here, don't we? So let's maybe put it. Here. As a reminder. Okay, I think that's everything. And so if you didn't know, for the solo scenarios, get the rulebook out now. Solo scenarios, so we can read it together. So yeah, this is a solo scenarios book. So this book contains solo scenarios for the 17 classes in Frosthaven. Scenarios that can be played using only the corresponding class. These scenarios have no scenario numbers, locations or stickers to go onto the campaign map. You should not encounter a road event before playing them or perform an outpost phase after playing them. In other words, they just slot in sort of anytime you want. It doesn't change the timeline or anything. All characters attempting these scenarios must be at least level 5 and match the icon of the scenario, which we are now. These scenarios are harder than normal scenarios, and they're designed to test your skill and knowledge of the class. It is recommended that you study the scenario before playing and choose your ability cards, items, and perks carefully. The reward for each scenario is an item that is exclusive to the scenario's class. When you gain the item, if you don't want it, you may gain 1 perk mark instead. These items cannot be sold, and when a character with one of these items retires, the item goes back into the unavailable item supply. Each character may complete their solo scenario and earn the reward once and only once, regardless of whether a character of the same class completed it previously. The following pages contain spoilers for the classes in Frosthaven. To help avoid these, below is a table of content sorted by class icons. So yeah, if you're not interested in watching the solo scenario, I would suggest you to stop watching this video now, and probably the next video as well, which I will be recording the Bannerspear solo missions. And yeah, there will be a regular mission as well in the following video. So rather than doing a 2-video release this time, there will be a 3-video release. So yeah, if you're not interested in watching the Bannerspear solo scenario, which I understand why, but I actually think it's a very, very interesting scenario, I'll bookmark it now and you can turn away now. Right, for those of you that's still here, let's set up the Bannerspear solo scenario. So if you don't know, you can look at all of the locked scenarios in Frosthaven by doing this tick, and the solo scenarios are basically down here. So, but before I do that, in order to make sure I don't randomly mess things up, I'm gonna pack away all of our regular dudes, the non-Bannerspear guys. Now, so yeah, we'll keep these things here for now. Quite like that sound the quarter makes. This is just to make sure I don't draw unnecessary battle goals. You know, the game doesn't unnecessarily calculate experience points for people who's not there. I think you can probably stay. Oh, there we go. That probably didn't go according to plan, but we'll figure out later. Okay, so yeah, these guys now won't be calculated for the purpose of like experiences and stuff and scenario levels and the rest of it. So this will just become a single player mission, which is what it's supposed to be. Okay, now we can set up Bannerspear, which is right here. So yeah, you can do masteries and battle goals on the solo scenarios. I guess there's no harm in trying to do a battle goal, but of course my priority will be doing the solo scenario itself. So let's have a look at it. I think Foreteller has this narration. Let's see if you do. Maybe you don't. I wonder. Do you? Yeah, you do. You do. Perfect. Okay, let's. I'll defer to a Foreteller for the narration, for the expert narration, and not do it myself.
Light snowfall, a desolate stretch of road. The only sound is the scrape of greaves from your accompanying guards. Vermling raiders have been attacking caravans on this once busy thoroughfare, and you've taken it upon yourself to stamp out the infestation. The guards grumble that you're fighting an endless battle. Still, you're grateful for their company. Up ahead in an escarpment of trees are the remains of several wagons. With your guards, you investigate the Vermling tracks. You just missed them. Under the shadow of the trees are the outlines of a mangled corpse. A horse, half eaten. Just as you notice the enormous paw prints of the horse's predator around it, you hear roaring. Snow quakes from the trees, and from the top of the hill, a group of polar bears appear, charging down toward you and your guards, urged on by the Vermling raiders straddling their backs. You quickly gather together your allies, preparing to defend yourselves.
That's pretty amazing, that sound effect. And the image of a rat riding a polar bear. I mean, what is more Frosthaven than this? So no complexity pips here. Scenario goes. The scenario is complete when all enemies in it are dead. At the end of that round, read the conclusion. So simples, right? Except for some special rules. So when setting up the Scout Monster ability deck, remove Rancid Arrow from the deck, shuffle the remaining 7 cards, and place Rancid Arrow on top of the deck. So this is the very first time where you see a ability is fixed to start the game. So there's Rancid Arrow. Rancid Arrow is a initiative 54, -2 move, attack, 0 range 3 poison cards, and this will go on the top. Okay, all city guards are allies to you, enemies to all other monsters. Instead of revealing a monster ability card for each of them, each round, they perform attack and level divided by 2, rounded up by initiative 50. So our level is 6, scenario level that is. So they do effectively attack of 3. So let's make sure we remember that by using this, because their base stat is attack of 4. They're actually doing attack 3. So I'm gonna just do this on top, just to make sure I remember it, and not misrepresent their attack value when playing the scenario. Yeah, a bit tedious, but this will make sure I remember it. Okay, what else? At the start of each listed round, spawn the following monsters at the listed location. So we've got 3, 5, 7, 9. So I think let's put a tracker here. Let's put it on 3, so we know at the beginning of round 3 we have to do something. Okay, the map is a single tiled map. We have 6 of these guards, and we have to start in the center. We have a big polar bear, and presumably this is the kid that was riding the polar bear. 2 regular Vermling scouts to the north, and 2 elite Vermling scout to the south. So, not too much to say here. I think I'm pretty sure we fought polar bear before. So the elite version is immune to stun, disarm, and immobilize, whereas the regular version can be disarmed. They inflict wound on attack. Whilst the Vermling Scout, they basically act like scouts. I think we fought Algox Scouts before, so they basically are very similar to Algox Scouts in their actions. They don't have anything special attached to them. They do like to do a bit of a range attacks and a bit of poisoning. But overall, they're not too scary since they don't have any shield or retaliate or any special effect associated with them. Now, the strategy of this scenario is pretty simple, I guess, in a way, but because it is a solo scenario, there are definitely high variances to how things work out, so we will be reacting on the fly to the monster's abilities here. Definitely the important thing is try to keep your guards together and alive, since they will be doing most of the damage. Unfortunately, they don't move, so you have to manually position them using your grant to move abilities, which is, I guess, the first test of the Bannerspear. And also, in order to heal them up and bolster their actions, we'll definitely be looking to deploy a few banners here. So, unlike other scenarios, I can actually take on the role of red here and play this as if I'm the only player. So, let's look at the battle goals. Well, Miser is a auto achieve. Never exit a room with loot tokens in it. Well, we'll be never exiting this room, so that's a free 2 perks, so I'm quite lucky that I got that one, but oh well. I'll take the free 2 perks and the extra perk at the end of this for sure, not gonna lie. Happy I don't have to do anything else other than just do the mission, which is quite good, I guess, because that means I don't have to worry about other things that may or may not happen in this mission. In terms of cards, so first thing first, let's remove all of these and let's think holistically about what I want to do here. So definitely taking Driving Inspiration, simply because Banner of Hope, the ability to allow you to heal everyone within range 3 at the beginning of the turn will be incredibly valuable, and the Banner of Hope will likely just be deployed in the first action cycle here. Rallying Cry is good. We may or may not deploy Banner of Strength, we'll see. The problem with deploying too many banners in this mission is there are multi-target attacks from the Wormlings, and they could eat into your banner if you're not careful. We'll be taking Let Them Come. That's an easy way to heal up the party. Well, the party of guards. With a formational attack, and the poison is good. And similarly, Bob is coming along for the ride. This is a top half heal for everybody, so if I want to keep all of my guys alive, we'll be needing to take the healing here. Bolstering Shout is good. We should have wind floating around, and being able to heal my guards up is going to be good. So with that in mind, let's take air support to generate wind, and again, summon is good here. So that's our 6 cards already, so we can take 4 more into the battle. I don't think set for the charge is necessary. Initiative is not super important, since the guards will be doing most of the tanking here, not me. But I do think Boldening Blow is a good take. The bottom half allows me to reposition my allies, which will be very important. And so I think with that in mind, pinning charge is also good. Immobilization doesn't really work against the bears, but it is a long range attack, and the fact that I can add damage for each ally adjacent to the target is good, and the bottom half allows me to reposition allies. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 cards. I can take 2 more. I do think I want to take cards that can help me move people. I don't really need to move 4 here. There's no real reason to like move far out into the scenario. And if you're thinking this is a scenario where the Bannerspear will be doing damage, you'll be wrong. Bannerspear will not be doing a lot of damage here. So I think I probably take combined effort here for the bottom half. So this is another way for me to move and for my allies to move, which I think would be really useful. The more greedy Bannerspear can definitely take pincer movement, which allows you to loot, and believe me, there will be a lot of looting, a lot of tokens here, but I am not a greedy Bannerspear. I am more than happy just completing the mission here. So I think the last card to take is a choice between Unbreakable War or Javelin. Unbreakable War allows me to do a AoE attack, but I don't think we'll be lacking damage here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 attacks already. Taking this would be purely for the top half attacks, whereas I think Javelin has just more versatility and extra wind. It would be helpful for us to power Bolstering Shout and Pinning Charge. So I think I'll take that. Yeah, I'm not that greedy. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards hand. And yeah, there's no real choice about starting locations. We're gonna have to start here. And there we go. That's set up and ready to go. So I'll cut here and we'll go into the combat portion of the gameplay in the next video. Thanks for watching.